Hey guys, Geek with the Tractor here. It is fall plowing time, and by far, since I started this YouTube channel just a few months ago, my most popular video is the first time I ever used a plow, which was back late spring. Hey guys, I wanted to throw this in really quick. After plowing the other day, I realized I made a pretty big mistake. It wasn't a huge one, but try to look for the mistakes if you can find it along the way in the video. And if you can't, I will show you what I did wrong at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I am out on a beautiful fall day in October. Last week I took my box blade and just kind of cleared off the corn stalks, the debris that was left here, and made a pile over there for mulching purposes. And now it's time to get the ground ready for spring. I've had small gardens over the years. I've never really actually prepped the ground in the fall for spring, so I'm really getting into this thing. If you are just getting a brand new John Deere 2032R or John Deere 38R and you get one of these single blade plows, here's a couple of pointers that might help. So you'll see that the furrow here has been made, and now I just take my tractor tires and run along that line there, and the plow lines up along the left side of the furrow and then the mound, and it digs in another furrow and mounds all the dirt over into the furrow I just drove on. So now as I go and do that going from right to left, then it will create a nice, perfectly flipped over layer of dirt that can be used when the spring comes around to do planting. I think that's going to be all I will do for this area today. I still need to take out the big corn stalks, and there's a few more squash growing up there in that area. So once that gets all cleared out, I'll probably come back down there and go through that with the plow. But one thing I wanted to point out, whenever I was going through these furrows with the tractor, did you notice that the hills, the mounds were kind of leaning, kind of like this. And even though I tried to keep the tires level directly in the furrow, it kept wanting to slide into the soft dirt that I just had, plowed over. So something you have to keep in mind as you're going through is you have to kind of turn the tractor wheels to the left as you're almost kind of like you're kind of going out of the furrow a little bit, because it wants to keep sliding down there. And that may have something to do with the fact that I'm on a slight grade here as well. So just something to keep in mind if you are new to this setup here on the 2032R or 2038R. But I'm happy. Let me point out something. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but over to the right here, you have area that I plowed earlier this year. And to the left, of course, that's where we did all of our corn planting. And here in the middle was my pathway. I actually avoided that area. I would kind of lift the plow as I went over the area because I knew I wanted to keep this a walkway that went up through the garden. And this time, I just plowed right through it, and you can see the kind of the difference. There was some mulch and stuff in there. So what I'll probably end up doing is coming back down through here and kind of maybe straightening it. It was off to the left a little bit more, so I'm going to line it up a little bit more with the pergola up there to make it look a little bit more in line. And that will connect with what we're going to do down here through the rest of this area. Right now this is all mowable. There will be some mowable spaces, but we're working on plans right now to further develop this into more food planting spaces where we can plant more food, trees. We're going to plan on doing some trees kind of along the perimeter here, fruit trees, all kinds of exciting things. So keep watching, and you will see all the new adventures and all the things that we learn along the way. As opposed to my first video with the plow earlier this year, I hope you found this video a bit more informative, because that first video was a lot of just playing around and experimenting. And you'll notice that I had to, I followed the same direction with each furrow. If you have a bigger plot, you can like measure out your space. Let's say it's a 100 by 100 plot, a big square, okay? That's a pretty good space, but this little guy could do it. It'd take a little bit more time. But what you would do is you would start in the middle, okay? And then what you would do is you go down the middle, and then right there you would just turn around and come back, okay? And then you just go in concentric circles till you get further and further and further out from the middle. That way, what you saw me do here is I would do a furrow, then I have to drive all the way back and do another furrow. I just don't have the space in this little plot right here to do circles. Like I might have been able to work it out, but that's just the way I did it this time. But if you have a bigger plot, you could be more efficient by doing kind of back and forth. Each time you go back and forth, you do a furrow, and you just go from the middle and work your way out. And then the principle of how the dirt mounds and falls back into the furrows would work at that point. You saw there that I was going back and forth. I actually started in the middle. Part way the video actually cut off for whatever reason, and batteries going low, I think. But just like I was talking about earlier, I actually was able to come up here in this field. You remember this field? This was the This was the field that I was going to grow all these green beans in, and the rabbits just decimated them. They never even had a chance. So anyways, tis what it is. But you can see here that I started with there, and just now the first 2 or 3 furrows are a little bit wonky because, you know, your tires are going over the mound a little bit and that sort of thing. But once you get past that, out about a couple furrows, then it really works great. And you can see the last furrow here, you know, threw the dirt in that way. And then as I was going this direction, that furrow went in that direction, you know, threw it over into the right towards the inside of the plowed area. Now, if I wanted to, I could keep doing that out for as far as I needed to. I've got my roto and stuff over there, but you can see how that works. So hopefully that helps. I sure am much more comfortable doing the plowing now than I was before, and I hope this this video helps you. So, did you catch it? Well, let me show you what happened. What's missing? Right here, you notice I have a makeshift little leg here that I'm using to support this from falling over. Because in my frustration with trying to get the 3 points hooked up to the tractor, kind of struggling there with it, I completely forgot to take this little leg that comes with it that normally goes on here and gets a little clip there that holds it there and keeps it from toppling over this way. So I left it on and it plowed perfectly fine, but in the process I broke the top there. So if you get one of these, just a quick little reminder to make sure you remember to take off that support. Otherwise, you'll have to do a makeshift support like I got going on right here.